Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Expeditions, a MudRunner game. It's episode number 3. The first 3 episodes are where the algorithm makes the biggest difference. After that, you establish an audience, and that audience is going to return as long as they feel they want to return. This is the last time I'm going to ask at the beginning of an episode to help with the algorithm. Please take a moment, drop below, click that like button, leave a comment. You've done well with that so far, those of you who are viewing. There's just so much competition out there right now. I would think in a couple of weeks, there's not going to be very many of us still doing content regarding expeditions, but it's a big seller, it's a big title, and there's a lot of content out there. With a smaller channel, I need that algorithm, so help out if you can. With that, we are entering Arizona this time, having finished Little Colorado. This is where the game really begins. The easy missions are behind us. They're going to get much more difficult. A beginning player would have had trouble with some of the Little Colorado content. We didn't. We got through it quite easily. And so the experience that I've had in the previous MudRunner games, specifically SnowRunner, has really helped out with that. Now that we head to Arizona, let's take a look briefly at our garage to see what we're actually working with when it comes to selection. When you're looking at all, it's a little harder to make sense of what's here and what we're dealing with. So I'm going to break it down by category. First with scouts. I have 4 scout vehicles. You can see the number of slots here. The Dawn 71, it has 3 inventory slots. The Lodestar has 6. Dawn 71 SE has 3. And the Cotco Canyon has 4. So it's got a little more space inventory wise. It's also got some sort of device already loaded on it, whatever that device may be. One of the other key things to look at is it's got diff lock, it's got all-wheel drive, and what the size of the tank is, recovery costs. There's a lot to keep track of, and as we're going to get started properly within this, you can see that the Lodestar has a bigger tank than the others, but it's not as good on fuel consumption, but it also has much better power than the others do. None of them have much power. That's B minuses across the board for all 3 of the others. And then there's that fuel consumption piece. There's the lack of inventory, but the Lodestar's bigger. It's got a bigger profile. It's wider. It may not be suitable for a number of tasks. And apparently most scouts have standard autonomous winches, meaning if you roll over and you've got something to winch up to, you can winch up to it and it's going to get you righted. But if you don't have autonomous winching, like I believe on the Lodestar, you roll over, jack screws are the only way, or recovery are the only way to get back upright. So jack screws obviously can be helpful. We are going to have to start spending some of the money we saved up funds early on to set us up to enter this phase of the game with every dollar we could spare, and that's 51k, almost 52k. That's a decent starting sum, especially with the number of vehicles we have, and having, like, say 2 Dawn 71. We don't necessarily have to have 2 Dawn 71s. A 13-gallon Dawn 71 base one, probably sellable. It's only 13k we're going to get, but that's an extra 13k to invest elsewhere. Heavies, nada. We are going to have to unlock or purchase our first heavy at some point. And then off-road is another category where we have 4 vehicles. Here again, we're looking at a double scenario, so 3 DLC vehicles that we've picked up. Otherwise, we would have started with 5. But we've got the Step 310E. That's the base one that came. That's the vanilla. It's A-. 310 SE was the one we got. It's got a 10-gallon larger tank, 63 instead of 53. It's got a little more base power. At the moment, we've got a large device on the back of it that can be removed before you go out into the field. Same thing with our Tuz. We've got a plus 5 gallon on the SE version. It's got a little more power on the SE version, so you could turn around and sell those base ones and cash in on that. A little bit of a boost that comes from having the DLC. And unlike the Scouts, this pays a lot better. We can get 82,000, more than doubling what we have right now for selling off the vanilla trucks. 115k on the Step. There are 37 expeditions in Arizona at this time, and it's broken up into 4 portions or 4 regions within the map, and only one is available initially. So we have automatically what our first choice is, and that's going to be Conquest of the Frontier, working for the Arizona government on this one. And here is the first serious contract. Government lost a cargo near our field base and asks to return it back. You can deliver it to the base, and then we will figure out how to send it to the recipient. Difficulty is easy, distance covered, about 1,200 meters. Terrain is ravines. We need a scout for this vehicle. We are required to carry both an anchor and a jack screw on this one. Prepayment should cover the jack screw and anchor. The overall payment, $4,600. And like I said, I do feel it's time that we start to invest in upgrades for the vehicles. Distance is short, so I don't think the fuel load matters. As we're dealing with ravines, the Lodestar may not be our best friend for this type of terrain, so I will be picking one of the other scouts for this. Here's a confirmation. The stock winch that we have is a small autonomous scout type winch, meaning it'll still run. The engine is off. If you're flipped over, the engine's going to be off. The engine shuts off when you flip over. So this would allow you to, if you have something to attach to, allow you to get upright. An extended winch would lengthen it quite a bit, which could definitely be a handy upgrade for this vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and spend $5,000, which is roughly the payout that we're going to get. It's going to offset, but making the vehicle better as we go along will help us in future missions. So we're going to go ahead and get that extended winch for now. And for $2,000, we're going to get an external roll cage, which is going to help us with negating damage if we bump into something or roll over. And the jack screws and anchors offset that prepayment cost that we have. We've offset the payout that we're going to get other than bonuses. We spent $5,000 and we're payout was what, 4,600, so we only need 400 plus in bonuses to at least still come out with a positive balance. Now we're looking at an easy one. Probably didn't need to spend that money, but like I said, this is about the future on that, and we're going to start building for that, making the vehicles better and better to make the expeditions easier. One of the next obvious upgrades is going to be better wheels, better tires. It's going to help you out immensely on what your missions are. Alright, definitely a muddy base area. That was already rockier than I thought it would be, so I suppose I need to pay a little closer attention. We're not getting around terribly easy right now, but we don't have all-wheel drive turned on right now, so we're still just pushing from the rears when it's pretty muddy. And I'm getting around easy enough. I'll go ahead and save the fuel and keep going. We're getting where we need to go. In this game, it definitely makes sense to use the binoculars, to use the drone, because you're going to find a lot of the locations that way. They're not going to be revealed otherwise. And instead of having to roam every inch of territory along the way, something as simple as this is going to help open and reveal the map a bit more. Looks like we've got a downed airplane over here somewhere. And brake, otherwise we might roll right off that cliff. Little mini game. Look for a way down. Oh, okay, that's us scanning. This totem points to the safe path. Should be helpful, so keep an eye out. Alright, that's definitely something different. The explore the area, we're at 97% on this one. There we go. There's our marker. And they want us to find a way to that. We've already found how to get down. Let's go ahead and get that all-wheel drive as we're dealing with a cliff here. And I don't want to spend too long. Banked pretty hard here. So we'll kind of go up and then turn down. That way we're not risking the roll. Letting gravity kind of do the work here. Helps with gas anyway. We want to keep on dropping right down through this gap. ish rock that we want to avoid. There we go. Let's get off this shelf. Got a little bit of a sharp edge. Can get high centered pretty easily there. Let's get back. I'm being overly cautious here. It's probably a quite simple drive, but looks like a difficult climb, but if you lower your tire pressure, you'll notice a difference right away. And yeah, so it looks like we've got to get up and over to the other side. Oh, that airdrop's pretty close to here. But I don't have the cargo room to hold that, I don't think. We'll have to get that some other time, I would think. Little shortcut to get up the first couple of levels here. Just a little added grip here, as we don't have much, and I have not lowered the tire pressure yet. But parking brake, and we'll do it now. Just a little bit. There we go. Up and over. Looks like we've got a better cut over there to the left. You do take tire damage if you run with low tire pressure too long. Yes, it helps you with grip, but it has that drawback, and it's largely about pace. You go too fast. Okay, try to stay to the left as long as possible here, because we're going to have to turn down into that. And looks like we fit through there just fine. Probably now starting to turn into it. Ooh, not as fine as I thought it would be. Hold on, hold on. Big rock. Big rock not helping me out much here. It's hard when we're slipping to get lined up the way I want to get lined up, but we're at least around that rock. So far so good. One engine damage. It's good. How high is this? Oh, it's not high enough. Yeah, easier to go this way than to the left. Okay, we've got a little more going on here. We can reach that tree in a moment. Let's get down this first step and then brake. Alright, we've got the winch. Low and easy for now. Alright, start pulling us up. And now give it a little gas. There you go. It said it was shallow. We're taking a lot of engine damage here. This is ridiculous. They lied. Now, obviously, when you nose down, it's worse. But once you level out, if it's shallow, you shouldn't have a problem. We took a unfortunate amount of damage there. Only 30 spare parts, too. But we're going to have to look into that here. Are we here for the jack screws or what? Equipment box is what we're picking up. There you go. Equipment box. Can we get... we can get spare parts from here as well. So while we're here, let's repair the engine a bit. Okay. And then trade. Spare fuel. A couple gallons in. Alright, now we need to deliver the cargo. I'm guessing. Oh, no, it's not. Right back in the same place. Almost the same place. So, back the way we came. We don't have a diff lock on this one. Just the all-wheel drive. or it's all time. Between the winch and low gear. Got out of that just fine. I'm going to see if we can make that cut over here to the left. I like that cut to the right for down, but for up, this cut may be just fine. It's definitely a shorter distance. Keeping it in the all-wheel drive. It's a short distance here. Can't get it. Can't get it angled the way I want it to angle. There it goes. Got it that time. And we're up. Really? That cactus was hard for you? Alright. Right back the way we came. Now we gotta find our way up. The cuts to the left. There is a cut to the right, but that cut to the left is easier. That's the one we came down on. Canyon floor is a little steeper over there to our left, so get up right here, I think. Yes, easily enough. Day-night cycle looks like it's kicking in. It's getting darker. Another short run until we need that all-wheel drive again, so no need to change it. Did I fix the tire pressure yet? I don't think I did. But we're going to be climbing again in just a moment. Okay, same thing as before. Don't angle too much. That's one little bump in your roll. Alright, expedition complete. 5,100. Take less than 200 damage. We got close to failing on that one, but we did get our bonus, and it offset what we spent. We only made $100 more than what we had previously, but it looks like we actually made about 200. Some sort of bonus along the way. Climb Discovery or something got us an extra 100. As we're now at 52,130, and we were at like 51,8 something. But each expedition is a little bit of a standalone, a little bit, and for that it brings you back to headquarters, which means jumping in between Arizona and the Carpathians, or as you pick up mod regions, becomes quite easy to go back and forth and back and forth. For a little while, we'll stick with Arizona at least for 2 to 3 episodes, and then we might venture into the Carpathians for the first time to check that area out. But Arizona, a lot of rocky shelves starting out, which makes perfect sense with the actual terrain. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze one more into this episode, though that one was a little iffy on the time, but I'm going to try to go quick on this. Squatters' rights. Again, Arizona government unlocked our second one here. We would like you to visit one of the remarkable places in this region. Unfortunately, it is remarkable not for its beauty, but on the contrary, it is a crashed, rusty plane and that spoils local and may further scare off tourists. We estimate the cost of its disposal, so it needs to be carefully examined. For this one, we need a logistician. We need a specialist to help us out. Prepayment is $600. I'm guessing that's their cost, and the payment for this is $29. It's a little bit easier mission. Different team members get hired at various stages. They unlock in different places. Connor Erickson is the only one available to us right now. What's he gonna do for us? Adds extra distance to the binocular and adds extra fuel, or he'll be carrying spare or something like that and repair parts. Oh, he'll help mark through binocular or drone uphill and downhill sections. At least this time it's 500 with the prepayment of 600. And we're back in the Dawn 71 once again for this. If we've already invested in some upgrades to it, we might as well reuse it when we're just in a simple scout mission situation. So it's ideal for this mission as well. We'll add more upgrades in time, but we've got to try to at least offset costs and make money along the way if we can. Okay, we're going to visit a viewpoint. It looks like we're heading that same direction as we were before. Alright, they need us to get across. From here you can already see our goal. Look through the binoculars. Alright, we already know that this is our way across right here. That's just muddy. We've got the all-wheel drive on. There is water. Yikes, this is kind of rough too. We need to get up out of this. Officially to the other side. Onto this nice flat shelf. For a little bit here. It's a little rocky, but it's nothing too bad. And the hill climb was already marked out. We're headed for that marker. Got a ways to go to get there. Almost to the start point for our climb. Yeah, that was definitely not the ideal route to get there, but we got there. Alright, now this terrain is quite easy to navigate. We've certainly burnt some fuel, but we're totally fine there. We've made our way quickly here. Okay, and we're climbing. If it gets slippy, we will lower the tire pressure. For now, we are making it to the top just fine. Someone is living in a crashed plane. Where does he get his food? Alrighty. Alright, examine the traces of the wreck is complete. Expedition complete. Alright, that was a pretty easy one and paid out decently well. We added about 6,000 overall for this. And we've officially unlocked the West Outpost. Does that mean we now have free range as an option? Possibly. Recognize at least 3 unknown points. I did recognize unknown points on the map, and 3 of them. I did recognize exactly 3 of them. I don't know why I didn't get that 1,000-point bonus, but okay, fine. Alright folks, well, that is going to do it for this episode. Like I said, this is the last time where that algorithm really makes a difference, so please, if you didn't do so at the beginning, take a moment, drop below, click that like button, leave that algorithm comment. Let me know how you're looking forward to this series, what you want to see from it. Do you want me to focus on the Carpathian sooner, or 100% Arizona before we get to the Carpathians? Yeah, let me know what you would like to see. I'm a Decathlon gamer. Appreciate you being here. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.